There we go. Sorry about that. My apologies. How's everyone doing today? This is the first part of songwriting sessions on Sundays. So basically on this, I'm going to be trying to teach you guys pretty much how I approach songwriting. So I want everyone to keep an open mind with this, because there's no set way to write music. There's no set way to do, any of the things I'm approaching. This is just the way I approach it. I've just written a solo album for Forlorn World. You can see the logo up in the corner there. Pretty much, I'm just going to show you the way I did that, and we're going to write a song together. If you guys want to have your say, come to Twitch, sign on to Twitch, and speak in the chat there, and that way I'll be able to engage with you better. I'll try and see the chats on Facebook and everything as well. But essentially, I want you guys to tell me the tempo, help me decide tempos, and then I'll put out some riffs, we'll decide what drum beats are going on, try and interact as much as possible when it comes to the songwriting part of it. So yeah, this is the first show by myself, so a little bit nervous, but I hope I can keep you guys entertained for a little while here. Workflow. Let's discuss that really. So essentially what workflow is, it's the way in which you put out work from your brain, So to have a good workflow, you need to be comfortable. That's the most important thing. So when thinking about writing and stuff like that, you want to be in the right mindset as well as everything else. So having a nice, tidy, comfortable area with no one to disturb you. I don't know what that was. That disturbed me though. Is normally the best sort of situation you can put yourself in. So I mean, I understand that not everyone's going to have their own room to work in or their own spot. So you just got to make the best of it really, and find something that you're personally comfortable with. I'll be working on a computer. You'll be able to see it soon on the screen, what I'm doing in the DAW. A massive suggestion, and this is really important to get the best out of your work, is to make sure that you have the right equipment. And that means having a computer that runs at a sufficient level and everything else, a guitar that stays in tune, your basic things. You may think, I need a really expensive computer to get things done, but I managed to buy a computer for about $400 approximately that has been fine to do a complete album from, and I'm only going into songwriting here really. I'm not going into actual production and stuff like that. I'll do a little bit of production, but mainly I'm going to be focusing in on the songwriting stuff. So for me, with my workflow, I basically want to have it easy. I don't want to have any issues with my guitar and when I'm recording and stuff. So I'm going to try and get into this now. Let's see if it works. Yeah, there she is. All right. Okay. So here we go. It's getting started. So I use a DAW called Reaper. The reason I use Reaper is because it's very highly rated, and it's very cheap. You actually get a 2 or 3 month trial, I believe, before you have to pay. And when you have to pay, it's only around, I think it's around $80, maybe a bit less. It's been great for me. It's very, I guess the word is old school looking. It's not very pretty to look at, but pretty much how I learned how to use it was using YouTube videos, which specifically for Reaper. So as I was going through and learning, trying to learn each part, like drums and recording, there's a lot of good stuff out there which can really just help you, and it's 10-minute, 15-minute videos that will solve your questions quickly. So I really suggest, don't get me wrong, I'm not recommending Reaper by any means. A lot of people would prefer to use Logic on, I'm on Windows, so a lot of people would prefer to use Logic, or even Cubase. So, but pretty much what I'm doing, it all ties into the same, the same stuff, because you can do the same things on everything. Right. So let's get back into this. So pretty much when I'm starting a song, the first thing I want to do is get my guitar and get a tone, like a decent tone that I can use to help inspire me to write riffs. You don't want to, if you've got a really nasty tone, you're not going to get anything out of it, because the main approach for me is that I want to be pleased with what I'm writing. So today I'm going to use a very new plugin that came out maybe 2 days ago. It's called the 14 Cali from Neural. Let's have a look at it. Look how nice that looks. So yeah, the first thing you're going to want to do always when you're writing stuff is tune. It's not perfect. All right. That works for me. So yeah, let's get into this. So Yoke helped reamp the guitars for Reanimation. He's a good friend, and so I'm going to go with... already. Okay, so that's just a preset there. Haven't tampered with it at all. That's, for me, that is already a workable tone. Something that I could use to... I figured you can't see the 14 box, unfortunately. Might be able to screen grab that though. Give me a sec. This is a new venture for me, doing this DAW stuff through Stream. I hope it sounds good. Let me see if I can find it. Well, apparently it doesn't want to appear, so right, I know how I can probably... I've got an idea. The joys of live broadcasting, people. Alright. This is going to look funny for a second, but bear with me. Whoa. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Let's go. Right, now you can probably see it. So yeah, this is the 14 Cali. So pretty much I went straight to the presets. I really like the grind pedal. Grind chug. That sounds like the kind of thing we need. So, and yeah, it sounds grim. The great thing about these is you can load your own IRs, and I'm actually going to load some IRs that Yoka made. I'm going to go for... I'm going to just go for his... Go for these. I think this is my particular favourite. Yeah, I mean, so it already sounds pretty great. You can actually load a second IR, so I'm going to just chuck an SM57 in there. All right, wow. I mean, so that's pretty nice already, and it didn't take much work at all. So this goes back to workflow, guys. Like having something easy to just plug and play like this. Really, don't get me wrong. This is expensive. You can trial this amp. Digital amp VST. If you just go to Neural, they have a bunch of amps that you can trial for a few weeks, if I'm not mistaken. You will need stuff like an interface to plug your guitar into your computer. But I mean, hopefully, if you're planning on songwriting, you've got some basic stuff going. Like I said, I'm not here to teach you about how to use a DAW, and stuff like that. But I will teach basic stuff again. But yeah, so here we go, guys. I mean, the preset sounds great. I've got my own IRs, all my favorite IRs. So that's perfect. So next, I mean, early on, if you're writing, you only really need drums and guitar, in my opinion, to get started. So I'm basically using Superior Drummer 3. This is one of the default kits, Metal Machine, I believe. So let's try and just add to the sound of the drums as well, just make it sound a little bit better, a bit fun. So maybe just pick another kit. Let's just, okay, I like that one. Obviously this can all be changed later, guys, and you're just putting stuff out in MIDI when you're writing, so you pretty much just need something you can work with, something you can hear well. Yeah, I mean, this works for me. So, first things first, pick a tempo. Yeah, I mean, does anyone got any suggestions on tempo? do we want to be doing a blast beat song or a more mid-pace song? Maybe if you guys want to help me out in the chat there, you can. Otherwise, I'll just pick something that I'm happy with, really. Kind of feeling blast beats, but we'll see what you guys, if you want to say, have anything to say. Sorry about this, just checking my social medias. I hope everyone's having a good Sunday, and I will get smoother with this for you all. We're going to get into the songwriting real soon. I'm going to just try and mess around with some riffs here and there. So we've got our tone, we've got a drum sound. Now, for workflow reasons, I would suggest getting groove packs and just using stuff pretty much that's already pre-done. Maybe not that fast. See that? All right, that seems a pretty nice riff for the drums. So let's, maybe the tempo is a bit fast. So if we just, the great thing about MIDI drums is that you can change the tempo. So, yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty cool. All right, I mean, what I tend to do with stuff like this is just loop it. I mean, this is a bit inhumanly fast. But we'll get into that in a second. But I'm just gonna use this as like a way to start getting some creative flow going in my brain. Okay, so yeah, I mean, sounds good. I'm digging that. I got a little groove going there pretty much instantly. But the issue I've got with this drum beat is that it's not humanly possible to play. So we have to figure out something a bit better, something a bit more human. I mean, of course, if you don't want to go for something that sounds human, you can obviously just whack the tempo up as high as you want and do whatever you think's good. But I mean, that's not what I'd suggest. I'd suggest trying to do something more in the realms of human skill. And then that way, if you decide you want to play it live, it's not an impossibility. So, right, I've just put a blast beat in here. I'm gonna slow it down to 130, which would I think in this blast beat will translate to 260. Okay, so that's like a black metal-y blast beat. Yeah, I mean, that's... Thanks, John. So this is like a black metal-y blast beat. I don't know, I'm not really digging this vibe. I'll just try something else with the same beat. See if I can try and push my inspiration. Like I said, guys, you wanna have these drum beats on hand. So, because I mean, don't get me wrong, it's all about building for me. So you wanna get a good foundation on the song, and then start making it pretty, in a sense. Obviously, this is metal, so it doesn't have to necessarily be that way. But what these packs do is that, you know, they're all programmed by great drummers. So it's just really helpful to have, to have their insight and experience at hand to give you really natural grooves. Don't get me wrong, if you're really quick and great at programming drums, then by all means go ahead with that, but I'd honestly suggest trying to keep an open mind and just moving the beats around. So let's just try, see. Yeah, I mean, so it would work for something like that, but I feel like I want to go for something a bit riffier. Honestly, I want to go for something a little bit more deadly sounding. So let's mess around with the tempo a bit and just try and find our thing. You know, you want to find something. That's my local dialect coming through. You want to find something that makes you feel comfortable and happy when you're playing. So take your time with it as well. You know, there's no rush in these moments. All right. Well, these blasts all sound pretty nice. Let's see what else we've got. That would be a bomb blast. Yeah, see, I like that blast beat. That sounds pretty good to me. Oops. So yeah, these are all just on hand, guys. So really easy to just get involved quickly. And that's what I like. I don't like to have to wait around. All the drumming and programming and making it absolutely spot perfect can come later once you've become a bit more, the songs become a bit more established. So yeah, so this is we've gone up to 240 and we're doing a nice little blast. I'm gonna just be really cheap and just add this again going to workflow. I'm just gonna add a little compressor on the drums to make them sound a little bit better. I mean, it's not gonna do anything really. Maybe it will. Okay, yeah. Okay, I mean, that's pretty sick. That already sounds... Yeah, so that, again, that's just going to help me, inspire me to get some riffage out. So, yeah, you should always play with a click as well, guys. I don't think you can hear my metronome, but I am using one. So, the metronome, I mean, you don't have to play to a click when you're trying to get inspired, because obviously it can be a bit off-putting having a beep, boop, boop, boop. But yeah, do whatever you're comfortable with. But I recommend trying to use a metronome as much as you can when practicing, just because it will help you. It will, the more you use it, the less you need it to be perfectly in time when you're just jamming and stuff. So, but anyway, let's get into this and see if we can get a riff down. One thing I didn't discuss actually was you should definitely think about what key you want to use. I mean, I'm just going to be lazy and go with B because I'm playing a 7-string in B standard. So, yeah. So that's pretty much what it boils down to. We'll get into some key changes later on in the song, maybe for the solo sections and stuff. I'm pretty much going to write a Bloodshot style song, just because there's it's my forte. We'll try and get some thrash in there and stuff like that. If anyone has any suggestions of what styles or what approach I should take, then please send us a message, and I'll try and help you out. Blues. We'll try and get some little blues in there. Yeah, also, guys, if you can really help me out, if you're watching this to try and learn a bit, come on to Twitch. You can really help me out on there, and just by watching, really, and engaging in the chat, it'll help me out. I'm trying to grow my channel on there. I've only been on a week, and it's going really well, but the more people get involved on Twitch, the better for me. So help a bro out. All right, so yeah, let's get back into this. See if I can get something going. Don't be scared to just adjust the tempo as well. So I just slowed at 10 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm already getting that sort of groove. I'm getting inspired in a way to do a groove there. So I'm going to keep working with that for a minute. Yeah, and also, don't hesitate to just make it easier for yourself and give yourself a moment so you got the click to count yourself in, instead of trying to press the space bar and come in instantly like I am, like an idiot. I mean, that's still too quick. Man's not ready for this. Alright, here we go. Don't forget to move your 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that seems pretty catchy. I mean, it's always good to just try and lay some stuff down, and keep an open mind, because this is just the start. You can do so much in composition and stuff to boost on what you're working on. So you don't have to. There's no limitations. You don't have to take the riff and be like, that's the riff. If you keep an open mind, it's just gonna work it's just gonna work in your favor when you're trying to get a better product in the end. So let's just play some more, and I'll see if I can get the riff a bit tighter, and then we'll work on some more progressions with it and stuff like that. All right, okay. I'm gonna record that now. I'm gonna try anyway. Let's see how it goes. Make my loop a bit longer. Alrighty. I made a mistake, so just redo it. Don't stress too much at this point about getting it insanely tight. Just get it tight enough that you're happy to work with. I am going to record in stereo as well, and I'll show you why in a minute, just because it's going back to workflow. But here we go. Let's see what I can do. Okay. I mean, it wasn't perfect by any means, but it's definitely good enough. So now, my suggestion is, the great thing about using these, using the VST amps, is that it actually leaves you with a DI signal. And then, that allows you can reamp using a real guitar amp and guitar cab, or you could just use another amp sim, or you can even edit your tone on the amp sim. So this is why I would suggest using amp sims over plugging in your guitar amp there and then, because it gives you a bit more freedom to essentially alter your tone and shape your song's sound, because the composition is just part of the song. The sound of the guitars and the drums, it all shapes the full package, which is what we're hopefully going to get to over the 10 episodes if I don't ramble on too much. So I'm going to just quickly record the other half of that anyway, and then we'll get into playback. So, yeah. All right. Again, that wasn't... It wasn't bad. It wasn't perfect. Right, so now what we want to do is just pretty much copy the amp sim, pan them left and right. Probably take the volume down a little, and okay. So just by doing stereo, I've instantly created a riff that was actually recorded pretty darn tight. So how I like to work is help give me feel a bit more productive is just to start creating a structure. So So that flows pretty well into each other. I mean, like I say, it's not perfect. It's something that can be altered later on. But yeah, so the song's just gonna, I guess, start this way. We could probably put a fill in as well. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty basic riff, but like I say, we're gonna build on it. We do a little building now, just for fun, really. Why not? Let's just put a nice fill in. See what we can find. Okay. One thing to keep in mind, guys, is when you're putting in these drum beats, be sure to use something of a similar sort of tempo. So like 245 is pretty close to 230, so these fills from Momentary, which is Dirk, I believe, one of my favourite Soilwork albums. Okay, so obviously, guys, you don't want to be using these fills in your final product, but you want to give yourself a reference, and this is probably the best way to do it. So just like check out how it sounds now. Okay, so don't need that first part. We can just go with the half of the fill. Right, so I've already figured out how I can make it be a bit spicier. So on the second riff, I think it would sound nice to add a harmony in. Not going to go and say that I know exactly which harmony to use. I'm just going to go with that. I mean, this is pretty basic stuff, guys, but the results in the end will sound much better. So just bear with me. So pretty much playing the same thing. It's probably best to play on the same string, just for tonality reasons. My guitar is pretty in tune, but again, this is just rough demos, so don't hate. Whatever you're comfortable with, guys. So yeah, let's see if I can track this. Well, I will pat myself on the back for that one. That one sounded pretty tight. So yeah. Not perfect, but good enough. So let's hear how we're sounding then. So we're two repeats of riffs into the song. Already 17 seconds. All right. So, sounds good to me. So I definitely wouldn't use the same drum fill at the end there. So let's go to the drum library and try and find something maybe that will inspire us to go into a different riff. Yeah, I mean, I like that. It's not hugely metal, but I like the way it grooves. So let's work with that for now. Let's see how it sounds. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is all like trial and error, guys. I'm just guessing. Okay, yeah. I definitely need something a bit more metal than that. Oh my goodness. Okay. Don't spend too much time on this. Yeah, that'll do. Don't spend too much time on this, but just use it to help push you on, because you can come back and you can even change anything, you know. It's just good. You can't change anything if you have nothing to work with. So I suggest just keeping an open mind in all moments and just cracking on until you've got a bunch of stuff where you can be a bit more subjective about what you're doing. So alright, so this song is progressing quickly. I'm going to stick with this 230 though. I think there's a nice tempo. It's definitely fast, but there's faster for sure. So progressing from that, the riff has a kind of, it has that kind of feel at the end. So I'm thinking of, you know, running with that a bit, and seeing what I can do. Okay, that sounds pretty heavy. Okay, I'm just going to go with this, guys, because it sounds pretty nice. I'm not sure if it's going to sound right or not. I think that's a fill, maybe. Whatever works, though, guys. I mean, sounds like it could make some sort of... Yeah, so that's a pretty tasty groove. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry for ignoring the chats and stuff, guys. I need... It's really hard to do all this and focus in on that without making it not great. I'm going to stop apologising and just get on with it. Sorry. Alright, so that's kind of cool. I mean, that just came out of nowhere, really. I think it's a drum fill. Alright, So I'm thinking some sort of like something stabby, but I said I wanted to go with the trem stuff. So why not combine the two? There's no reason why you can't do both. I mean, most metal bands would have two guitar players. So let's delve into that. I'll try and write something chuggy, and then we'll try and write maybe a hook line. Try and get like a death metal hook going on if we can, or something like that. Okay, that wasn't what I wanted. I wanted it just to repeat so I could. Here we go. So I started trying to write a chug, but that honestly sounds more like what the trem riff would be. So I'm going to try and trem it instead. Okay, so that sounds alright. I'll try and play it in context, see how it sounds. Alright, I'll lay down the stabs. I'll do that because my brain's getting confused. It's wanting to stab and it's wanting to trem at the same time. So let's just get those down. My bad. Okay, that's plenty. I mean, this is probably sounding a bit primitive to some of you guys, but keep an open mind. Just roll with it. Okay, it's not perfect. Just be kind to yourself, guys. At this moment, you don't have to be tight. You just have to be inspired. Alright, let's see what I can come up with. Oh, I mean, it's already sounding pretty nice. Like, the drums are sounding a bit cack now, but it has helped inspire the riff. So let me see if I can nail down just a guide, really. Like, at this point, I don't want to lay down the final trem riff on a whim, but I will put a reference there, in key and in keeping with the style and groove that I want. So let me just see if I can improvise something here. Right, so that was okay, but I need to extend it if I want to do it that long. So I just need to add another repeat, pretty much. Like I say, don't be precious, guys, at this point. I know I keep saying that, but that all ties in with the workflow, Just make it sound good enough for you to be happy with it, because you're obviously, unless you're trying to, just spat everywhere. Unless you're trying to write and record and have something like there ready. But I'm not trying to get into that. I'm just trying to get into the songwriting side of things. But yeah, let's see if I can do something with this trem riff again. I mean, to me, that sounds pretty nice. Sounds quite Vader-y. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied. I'm not North American. I'm pretty satisfied with that. That's that riff. So let's hear how it sounds. Okay, I can probably track it a little better than that. I mean, I'm not completely happy with how that sounds, so I'm just gonna track it again. This is also sounding like the intro. So in a minute, I'm gonna switch the riffs round, and yeah, see how that sounds. But let me try and track that a bit better. I'm improvising this as well, guys. So. Alright, cool. That was a bit tighter. Okay. So yeah, so don't be precious about anything, because that is now probably a better intro. So we just hobbity skip that over there and doobity doop this over here. Oh no. Come with us, drums. We need you. Okay, so this is how the song is gonna start right now with this workflow. Okay, so now the riffs don't strictly work together, but I quite like it. The riff, but pretty much I'm just gonna move it down so it's a bit more in keeping. I'm gonna just change the notes a bit, but do the same sort of thing. I don't know, maybe it's okay as it was. It's funny because Ric Flair actually wooed in the little gap there. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, please come onto Twitch. Please subscribe. It will help me out. Or follow. And just chat on there and engage with me on here, because the better my numbers on there, the more I can do with my channel. I'm going to go, in a little bit, I'm going to go into a bit more about what I plan with the channel. We've been going for about an hour now, but I'm planning to carry on for probably another 20 minutes to 30 minutes and try and just show you how I would approach improving these riffs a little. So yeah, let's just have another go. So yeah, there's no limitations, is there? So what I'm going to do, I'm feeling like a bit of melody over the top of this might bring it all together and bring the other riff in, and then I'm going to add a kind of lead that ties in with what I'm just about to record. So I'm just going to do some octaves, basic octaves. Again, all can be changed and adapted and made better. But let's try it out. Not that note. I think I might let the first one go, so... Nah, I wasn't digging that. Coming a bit earlier. Sorry, I'm not really inspired for this part, yeah. Right. This is enough. So I'm going to just heed my own advice here. I'm kind of rushing. I am panicking a bit on camera to try and get stuff out to you so you're not just watching me mess up. But never rush these things, guys. Like, even if you're just laying down a template to build on, just if you find yourself rushing, like I just found myself rushing, just take a step back for a second, have a drink, and then just slow down and think more about the section that you're trying to put on. So I'm gonna just jam over this riff, see if I can come up with something nice. Okay, that sounds pretty nice. It's quite simple, but definitely works. So I like the result. The result's quite grim. But we'll lay that down and then we'll harmonise it to make it even more grim. So let's go. Okay, so brilliant. That sounded pretty tight. I mean, it's not perfect. It's good enough though, I think. Let's have a listen. Yeah, so there you go. I was wanting to do a harmony over that, and then I don't know. I'm not saying this sounds perfect, but I started digging this lead sort of sound, lead line. I'm just gonna go with it. You know, even if you're not gonna use stuff, guys, don't be like, no, I wasn't writing a lead part, I shouldn't go with that. Just go with the flow. Enjoy it. I'm actually not into that at all. So Don't be scared just to stop what you're doing as well. Like if you're not, like I'm saying about keeping an open mind, but less is more sometimes. So I'm just gonna stick with that. Sometimes it's not necessarily like the guitars that need changing as well. Like, so the drum feels pretty. So at that moment, maybe we can find something else. I mean, this seems like it's from the same song, so it just sounds like a crazy groove. So let's just mix it up, I guess. Yeah, so instantly giving it a different feel. Again, guys, this is just mostly reference work because I definitely would want to put my own stuff in and, you know, syncopate the drums and guitars a lot more rather than using what's already written. But, I mean, just listen to how... So using the same riff, and so I'm just doing a bit of moving around, doing the same riff and just like progressing the drums to be slightly different. So let's hear how it sounds now with that small change. Okay, it's not perfect by any means. I think I might just add it to the end though, because it might sound good. Oh, might sound good there. The other thing is that the drums aren't produced at all. There's just like a preset right now. So you might not be hearing everything that's going on. But anyway, we'll edit all the drums later and make it more than just a drum fill repeated. But let's hear how it sounds like this. Okay, I think it can be used to more effect than that. So maybe just on every fourth fill, we just add that different groove. Just spice it up a bit without having to think about the guitars too. Because don't get me wrong, I as much as I want to perfect everything right now, I want to have more to work with than just two riffs, because I want to write a song. I don't want to write a riff. So let's hear how this sounds anyway. Oops. So that's nice. That just adds to the build-up. See, what I might do there, this is going to sound a bit pants, and by pants I mean not very good, but So just make it so that becomes the beat. So here we go. All right, so I don't know what you guys think about that, but that sounds pretty decent to me. So I'm going to take a little break for a few minutes, guys. I just need to go to the restroom and get myself a drink of water. But if you guys want to see more, just stick around and I'll be back, and I'll probably be doing another half an hour at least, and I'll probably be back within 5 minutes. I'm just gonna put some songs on for you guys. But yeah, I hope everyone's enjoying it. Give me some messages. I'll read some messages whilst I'm having this little break, and I'll try and get back to anyone if they've got any questions.
Unified.
All right, guys, I'm back. So, yeah, I mean, the new album's done. The new Bloodshot album's done. We're taking some time. I'm going to answer some questions now, guys. I can see it coming up on the screen. So if you want to answer me questions, I can answer them in real time for a bit. So yeah, we're still recording some of the guitars and some vocals, but excuse me. But the new album, it's done. I mean, it's completely written. You know, it won't be long now before we start working on album number 5. We have artwork even for the new album, so concepts, everything's all ready to go. You can support us by subscribing below. Maybe buy some merch, and essentially it's a money thing. We had some tours, but obviously with the coronavirus going on, we're not able to tour, so we're not able to earn money. And all the money that Bloodshot earned, because we're not a big band by any means, we don't make a huge amount. All the money goes back into expenses, really. Thank you for the follow. Sorry, I need to get that right. I haven't got the lingo down. I'm still only a week in, so. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to push you guys too much to spend money, because right now, obviously, it's hard for everyone. So we will get the album out, regardless of if people buy merch from us. We just need a bit of time, and hopefully we can get back on the touring ASAP, because that's where we sell all our shirts, and that's where we make the money. So yeah, anyone else got any questions? I checked through the comments, mostly just comments on the songs. So if anyone, yeah, James is drumming on the new record. I mean, he's already drummed on it. So yeah, we recorded the drums in the summer. So yeah, I mean, this is actually the first Bloodshot album where we'll be having the same lineup for 2 albums in a row, and honestly, I can see us lasting a while. You know, we all want the same thing in the band. We're in a good place. We all love the new album. The new album's, you know, it's quite different. I mean, I'm not going to go ahead and say that we've just written Reanimation again. Nothing of the sort, you know. Bloodshot albums are written organically. So, you know, I will say that we're planning on going with the producer from Demons. That's a little scoop. So, you know, because the sound of that album's really great. So we plan to try and get a similar production value on that album. That album was obviously very, very expensive. And when we did Reanimation, we weren't in a position at all. We wanted to get something out, but we didn't have the money to spend, you know, tens of thousands on producing something for you guys. Because like I said, we don't make a great deal of money, but we do this for the love. And we love doing it. And it's a bit sad that we can't play shows right now. But you know, I'm hoping that when it comes time to do shows again, that people will maybe come out more. You know, they appreciate the freedom they have at that time. But you know, we'll see. Perhaps once the new record comes out, that will garner lots of interest. But yeah, we were meant to be touring in June, and oh yeah. I mean, I've even got a new. I'm actually gonna, just because you guys are all awesome for coming and checking out my stream. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you a little snippet exclusive of my solo project, which has been produced the way I'm doing what I'm doing now. You know, so I mean. I mean, I wish we could, but unfortunately, we all live in separate countries. I live in England, and the other guys live in Germany, Italy, and Poland between them. So sadly, that's just not possible. Doing it remotely is near on impossible, just because of issues with streaming and stuff. Yes, we want to get to the States. It's proving difficult with the current administration, though. I will say that I'm not saying that's the reason we haven't come. We are waiting for the opportunity. But it is extreme. I mean, I know I keep going on about it. I'm like a broken record here, but it costs so much money to go to America. You know, Aborted just had to cancel a tour, and their costs just to get over there were around $10,000. So it's when a good opportunity arises, I think. You know, obviously we want to invest, but we don't have that kind of money just to throw around. If anyone wants to become our investor, then just hit us up. But you know, unfortunately, we have homes to pay for and families and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a case of money even, really. Like, yeah, I know. It's kind of annoying. I can't. That's the last game I played, and you have to stream under a game name. So it's either this or like Guitar Hero, and I don't really put myself in that category. So I'm just letting it be with the last game I played. Streets of Rage 4 is awesome, by the way. You can probably check out me playing some of that in my my highlights below or something like that. Yeah, has anyone else got any questions before I give you a minute or so of what's to come? All right. Well, I won't keep you waiting any longer. Oh, go on. No. There's no questions that I'm not willing to answer. Directional change? No. I mean, Bloodshot's always had the same. We've always had the same mentality, regardless of members and everything. You know, we're just trying to write extreme, over the top music and great songs and just intensity. There's definitely some, you know, exotic stuff in there that we haven't tried before. But no, we're sticking to our guns, you know. It's pure death metal. It's not like we're suddenly going to be chucking in loads of clean vocals or anything like that just yet. I mean, my new project, I'm actually singing on, clean singing for the first time. Kind of as an experiment, really. I mean, I don't. Bloodshot's always been a really intense band, so it's not. I've never thought about doing clean vocals in it, and also playing live and doing clean vocals to a high standard it's just not something I don't think I'm incapable of, but it's something that's really difficult to do well. I mean, just look at Yari from Wintersun. He is probably one of the most talented musicians I've ever played alongside, and I toured with them in 2013 when he was still playing guitar and doing vocals. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say he was, to my eyes, he wasn't struggling, but I feel like he stopped doing it because he wanted to focus more on doing a good job vocally, you know, and performing like to the crowd. Because if you're having to sing and play guitar and then you're having to sing perfectly in tune as well, you know, there's a lot of variables there to get that right with in-ears and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm going a bit deep, but yeah, essentially there is no real change in direction. It's just going to be a new album. You know, if you listen to the 3 albums, none of them are the same. Some people like different albums as their favorites, and that's great. That's what we want. You know, we're not looking to just put out the same record on repeat. like put out another Demons, put out another of the first album. It's all organic. We want to enjoy what we're doing, and then hopefully people get on board with it. But I will say this new album is exceptional. The effort that the other three guys and me have put into it is crazy, you know, and I think it's a real step up from Reanimation, which was, well, obviously we had teething problems because it was Morgan's first album, and it was our first album as a unit. You know, we came together and just said we're going to create something awesome. And for me, I love Reanimation. It means a lot to me, that record. I had a lot of personal struggles leading up into doing that, and you know, there was a lot of times where I thought I wouldn't carry on. Honestly, I'm not trying to be super depressing, but the current lineup and everything about that album really inspired me to get back on the wagon and start enjoying myself with this stuff again. So it's a really special album to me. But the next album, like I say, is a progression from that. You know, we've dealt with any issues we might have had becoming a new unit, and we're more focused as one into making a sound now. And that obviously takes time, but I feel like we've done it very quickly because all four of us are very different. So yeah, I mean, I was never gonna. I'd never really wanted to quit. You know, this is my life, Bloodshot Dawn. This is what I love to do. It's my outlet for everything, really, for all my stress and playing live. So it's never something that I'd want to stop. And all the guys that have left since we released the first album, you know, none of them were in the band when it started even. So it's a natural progression for musicians to come and go. But if it's something that you really love, then you know you're not going to let anything get in the way of doing it. Well, I'm not, because that's why we're here, you know, to enjoy ourselves. So I missed a question earlier. I'm going to just answer it now. UK tours. I mean, we tour the UK quite regularly. We're always open to supporting bands, supporting friends and stuff. So I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say yes either. Excuse me. We're not actually planning to book anything until there's a bit more clarity in the world state, because you know, it's not easy for us being an international band, having to fly and stuff. That makes things difficult in itself. So we're not going to commit to anything just yet, but obviously we're a hard-working group of guys, and we want to get on the wagon as quick as we can. We just gotta be patient with it, and you know, let the current times roll over a bit to make it safe. You know, we don't want to be playing gigs where people might be at risk or something like that, or ourselves, of course. So, anyone got any more questions? I'll answer another one or two if anyone wants to fire anything out. It can be regarding anything. It doesn't have to be regarding songwriting or Bloodshot Dawn even. I'll just give you a minute to yeah, guys, just all I can say about what's my favourite cheese. Oh my god. There's so many good ones. I love cheese, but my favourite just to eat by itself or on crackers would be brie, I think. And it doesn't even have to be good brie. It could be cheap, nasty, £1 Tesco owned brie. And yeah. Exactly. No, I love it. But I do love all cheese. I love cheddars. I love smoked cheese. The list is endless. Oh my goodness. You made me hungry. I'll have to have a cheese platter waiting for me when I get off the stream. If you're listening, babe. Get some grapes in there too. Who's your favourite northerner? My favourite northerner is my fiance, John. And you come a close third after Paul Scholes, because I'm a lifelong Man United fan. And he's the GOAT. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna be naughty and just play you a little bit of a track for sticking around. And so give me a second. I need to find. So I'm gonna play you something that I've produced. I'm actually getting help with the final product and getting it mastered nicely and stuff. So it won't actually sound like this finally. But alright, I'm just gonna play this I can use this as a segment. So Morgan, one of my greatest buddies, who I can credit honestly for the mental illness stuff that I was saying relating to the band, I can really credit him as a massive help to helping me get through it all, and he still supports me till this day. And I love you, bro, if you're watching this. He's got a show called Shred Bros with our good friend from Japan, Yo, who is probably one of the most, honestly, I'd say he's probably the fastest, cleanest shredder that I've ever seen in my life. He's a god. Does anyone know Yo? Give us a yo in the chat if you know who I'm talking about. Is Yo Oniatan? I'm not sure if that's the pronunciation. Probably not. But yeah, he's done a guest solo for me, so I'm gonna play you that, and your minds are gonna melt. Right, here we go. So this is just from one of the tracks, but this is how I'm going to go back to the songwriting in a minute after I played this, but this is where I want to end up with the track that I'm writing with you guys. So here we go. Finish yet. Goodness sake. All right, that is all you're getting. That is all you're getting. But so that is my vocals, yeah. I did everything pretty much on the record, except bass was recorded by Giacomo, a Bloodshot's bassist. Yeah, I've been working really hard on my vocals because it's something that I've always been rushed for in records, so I've got my own setup now. As you can see, I've got this lovely microphone, so I can spend a lot of time just screaming my head off to make sure it sounds perfect. So I've been recording the new Bloodshot album myself as well, so that's a little demo of how I'm going to be sounding probably in the future. Yeah, I'm sure it does. So yeah, so that was a little bit of Forlorn World. Yeah, I did mix that. I've basically started Forlorn World to learn mixing myself. Not on a professional level, because it's a really hard job. You know, it takes a lot of study. But I've just that's pretty much my own mix. Yeah. To get the finished product though, it's going to sound a lot bigger than that and stuff, because I am getting some help to make sure it sounds perfect for you guys. But yeah, no, I hope you guys like that little demo. But yeah, let's get back into the songwriting for a bit. Yeah, it can be. I mean, the main thing I wanted was to gain myself an understanding a bit more. Oh, you'll be hearing a lot of it soon, man. The album is so close to being finished. My lovely fiance has been painting the cover as well, on a meter square canvas. And you guys aren't going to believe how epic it looks. She has done an incredible job with the concept. It's a concept album as well. There's quite a few bits of cool art coming with it, and I'm really looking forward to getting it out there. Honestly, it's been a bit delayed. My plan is my birthday's coming up in a few weeks on the 15th of May, and my plan was to start the release cycle on my birthday, but I've put it back a bit just to make sure it sounds as good as it can. But maybe on my birthday I'll be able to release a full song of like the final product. Who knows? That would be a nice present for me, as it's something I've been working on hard since July. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. There will be merch. I'll be doing like plectrums and stuff. I wanted to do maybe like a puzzle as well. Something, I don't know, something a bit different. All right, guys. Well, I'm not going to be able to see your messages for a bit, but I will. If you've got any questions, I'll come back after I've had a little bit more of a sesh. I'll be streaming on my birthday, so you guys can all come and hang out with me, and we can you can wish me happy birthday then. But yeah, let's go back to the door. DAW. Alrighty. So where were we? Okay, so when you have a break, it's good to come back and just review what you've written. Okay, so when it kicks in, it sounds a bit weak at the moment. So I think I want to add maybe a lead to go with the blast beat. Later on, I will be delving into like synthesizers and stuff like that, because that's something that we use a lot. And you can use it in a subtle way or a big way, however you want. But I'm going to just see if I can come up with some kind of cool melody, I guess, that might sound interesting over that blasting. So yeah. I'm going to mess around with that now. Okay, you want always remember to put your loop on when you've taken it off, because otherwise you'll lose your momentum. Instantly, I just decided that maybe it might be better to do a lead. Let me just add a little delay, just to give it a bit more creaminess. I like to use the timeless delay from FabFilter. It's a bit intense though, so it's not for everyone. Okay, I mean that's not perfect, but this can all be changed. Like I said before, I'm using a DI signal to record, so this can all be altered later. But yeah, I might always check your tuning after a break as well, guys. Especially if you're going to be trying to write some melodies, because you throw yourself off. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, guys, please come onto Twitch. Come follow me on Twitch. Help me get my average viewers up. I need 75 average viewers over 25 hours to become a partner. And I'm not expecting to do that quickly, but the more I build on it, the better it gets. So you can help me out. Alright, so I've added a delay to my guitar tracking. And let's just see what I can come up with. Realize that my guitar camera is probably not in the good place. There we go. Yeah, so I mean, I'm already digging. I'm going to delve in a bit more to this, but I'm quite digging that sort of feel. It's kind of like I don't know. Sounds nice. I can't really explain how it sounds. I'm just going to roll with it for a bit, see if I can come up with something nice. Alright guys, so one thing I will say is that when I'm doing leads and stuff, I give it a bit more attention than the riffs, if you know what I mean. Pay a bit more attention to detail, because the leads can shape the riffs underneath. So that goes back to me talking about a foundation. I've created a foundation. For me, the leads and the hooks are the most interesting parts, the melodies, that's what I like. So I often give it a bit more thought. Maybe not too much thought, because again, I will come back to it. The only issue I have is, this is a personal thing, is that if I write something that I decently like, when it's a melody or something, my brain finds it really, really hard to say, that could be better. You know, my brain's like, no, that's how it should sound, because that's how you wrote it, bro. So don't second guess yourself. But no, you got to just get over that. But yeah, pay a bit more attention to detail, to the melodies, and it can help the overall composition for sure. Right now, I'm trying to kind of use some triads to get like a three notes that really work together over this, that I can work with to create a melody that's memorable. But yeah, I'm gonna just carry on with that, guys. So as you can see, my creative juices are flowing a bit more now, so it's progressing a bit. So I'm giving it a bit more time. Like I said, I'm not giving it crazy amounts of time, because I don't want to sit here and just grind out riffs for hours on end. Because you know, sometimes if I really like something, I'll just work on that specific section for hours on end. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm getting a bit more creative. So I'm just I quite like that octave sort of. I quite like the sound of that over the blast. So I'm going to try and figure something out with that. And with the... those three notes as well. For some reason, they're the notes that I like over it. So let's just go with it and see if I can come up with something. Okay, so I'm kind of digging that. I'm going to lay it down just because why not? So let's see if I can get this down a bit. I'm just going to jam it a bit more and get something. If anyone's got any suggestions, I definitely want to get you guys involved in this song. So I'm going to be putting out some drums and stuff for you guys to throw riffs at me, and probably solos as well. Like I'll do a solo, not strictly a competition, but I'll just put out a bit for solo, and if you know, whoever does the best solo, I'll add it. But yeah, I'm gonna go on with this. yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty stoked about that. That's something that can definitely be built on. So let me see if I can lay it down. That wasn't bad. I'll just do it again. It wasn't bad, but... Can't get it right the second time. I can get it right the first time. Go figure. You know what? There's really no need to make this difficult for myself. I'm just going to copy and paste. Why wouldn't you? If the first take's good, just go with it, guys. Who cares? Right, so that sounds pretty cool. It's like it's quite diverse from the first riff, but let's just listen how it progresses. I might add a harmony in as well for the first lick. I feel like that could be harmonized, so we'll try that out in a second. Yeah, so it sounds really different tonally right now. So normally most people would probably be like, no, that doesn't work. But for me, what I'm going to do, which is I'm going to go into this on the next episode, I think, is I would add a synthesizer, and just kind of meld them together using some epic sound. I mean, I don't know. I haven't even thought about what kind of soundscape we could go with, but we'll try and figure out what's suitable. You know, it could be orchestral. It could be like sort of synthesizer sounding. But yeah. So let's just see how a harmony affects the. See, I didn't even know what I was playing then, and it sounded good, so... Okay, instantly, just harmonising that part makes it sound more in keeping with the first riff, in my opinion. So let's lay that harmony down. Don't want to go with the sonic one, I want to go with the darker one. Beautiful. So yeah, I mean, let me just set up the track so I can. By the way, loving this amp sim. I don't know what you guys think. I've not even adjusted anything. I just went with the preset, and hot dang, it sounds good. I mean, it's no secret that I'm a neural endorsee. But before I honestly hated amp sims. I'm not gonna lie. But I was endorsed by Fortin, and Fortin started releasing the amps on there. Amps that I couldn't afford to buy myself as much as I'd love to. And yeah, I've been hooked ever since. I get super excited every time they release it. You can trial these amps also for 14 days completely for free. They retail at around $100. There's a huge series actually. There's 3 Fortin amps, NTS, which is one that I used on my album. There's the Nameless. There is now the Cali, which is what I'm using today. But there's also Archetypes, which are artist-based ones for like Plini, Nolly, and Tosinabasi. So there's also bass. I use the bass stuff as well. So it's just brilliant stuff. You can try it all, guys. Just try it out. And if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it, of course. That's the beauty of trialing. But yeah, let me stop jabbering on and let's hear how this harmony sounds. I mean, I'm gonna quickly switch back so I can chat to you guys for a minute. So what do you think about the impact of that harmony? Do you think that sounds pretty nice with their opening riff? Do you think it sounds more in keeping, or so? Yeah, I mean, that's a basic approach to having 2 riffs you like and not altering them to make them work together. Let's go back. Sorry, go back in between and let's just have another listen at how it sounds from the start, because I think it's more in keeping now, and I don't. Obviously, everything's going to be polished off, but I don't think it needs to change too much. So let's just have a go. Take up the metronome when you're playing back. So there you go. I mean, for me, you do this drum fill and you do like a... you do some sort of scream over that when that kicks in. The leads are probably a bit loud. And on a production level, they don't come in very pleasing to the ear. So sometimes it can be good to just do a little bit of, like I was saying, do a little bit of production. Just for workflow reasons, so it doesn't annoy you. So I just cut off the start of that and faded it in so it's not so sudden. Just hear it. just still the gap with the drum fill sounds a bit empty. So, you know, there's an easy solution for this. There's two ways you can go about it. You can do, I mean, you can do the children of bottom route. So, oh, shred it, bro. PTSD. So you can do that, or slide in. There's three conventional ways. So that would be. That doesn't really work with this. That's more power metal-y, and my goodness, this guitar tone is. I'm literally using the rhythm tone just with a delay, and I mean, it rips. Let's be honest. It's definitely helping me get all this material. I was expecting to write one riff at a push, but you know, going back to the workflow, this amp's killing it. You know, I'll probably mess with it a bit next week, and you know, just for fun, really. Just I'll do everything with you guys though in this project, so that, you know, if you want to watch it episodically, you can see from start to finish the song being created. So yeah, slides. I'll try a slide. Don't dislike it. Maybe a pick scrape is best. That's 100% the way forward. So right, here's a little tip for you. Pit scrapes destroy plectrums. Okay, I use resin plectrums, and they are delightful to play because the way they react with the string is just so nice. Nice big surface area and stuff. I'm not going to go too much into the picks now, but essentially don't use your best picks for this. You know, use a plectrum that's ruined, because if you do this properly with a bit of gusto, let's say, then you're going to destroy your plectrum. Now, I have the hard task of picking a plectrum that... there we go. This one looks like it's already had a scrape on it. So yeah, I don't know if you can see this, guys, but the plectrum's a bit buggered. So use it for the scrapes. The grooves can actually help as well if you've already got scrape grooves in there. But let's just try and nail a couple of pick scrapes. You want to do it on the left and right as well, to, you know, on both of the rhythm tracks. So let's have a go. Let's put the metronome on. I want to do more balls on it. Yeah, that sounded pretty tasty. And get something similar sounding to that. Then that should fill the void, and I think those two riffs will be ready to... Okay. I've definitely overshot the mark there. I think I'll just redo that because I overshot the mark. Too excited to ruin my plectrums. Alright, that'll do. Okay, so We got our scrape, we got our lead, we got our drum fill, we've got our two riffs that are very different tonally, but let's see how they're sounding, see if we can get them any closer together. All right. Well, to me, that sounds pretty great, guys, and I think I'm gonna cut it off there. Always remember to save your work, people. So yeah, I'm gonna just answer a few questions, and then I'm gonna let you know what's happening next week on my show. So, anyone got any more questions for me before I wrap up here? I am using a Focusrite 214 second generation. The Focusrite are the best budget ones, really, and it's the same driver as a Scarlett Solo. Same preamp, I mean. So, yeah. If you want to reamp in the future using a real guitar amp, 214 is like the lowest model you can go for. That's why I got the 214. So it's got two extra outputs, which means I can send a dry signal back into my amp as well as having it monitored. So just keep that in mind if you're wanting to do more than this, that you need something a bit more than a Scarlett Solo. But I can highly recommend Focusrite. I was using the Line 6 before, and it wasn't bad. But yes, the 214 isn't that much more expensive either for the two extra outputs. So I'd definitely go for a third gen as well, because I believe that they use USB 3. So you're going to get probably slightly better latency times depending on your system and stuff like that. So yeah, Focusrite. You can record a whole album on it and it sounds superb. But obviously, the more you spend, you get what you pay for. You know, it's always going to sound better if you get a better interface. And I wouldn't recommend Focusrite as the best interface by any means, but on a budget, it's something that can be used really well. I mean, I use it for my stream as well. I'm using it for my stream and recording at the same time, and I feel like it does a great job for the input of sound that you guys get. So no complaints. Any other questions? I'll give it a second because there's a bit of a delay, so I don't want to awkwardly sit here for too long. All right, well, if there is any more, I will do my best to answer you guys on all of the platforms. I'm still trying to get my chat stuff sorted so it all appears on the screen. It's quite easy to run a show and deal with all the social media side and stuff. I'm still learning. I'm only a week in. But I thank everyone for the support. It's been awesome so far. I'm so happy that the messages I'm getting, people are enjoying themselves, watching me, and just killing some time in these hard times. So I've got another 27 episodes planned. So I'm just going to divulge some stuff that's been added. On Fridays now for the next month, I've got my good friend Sahil, who is the mind behind Headbangers Kitchen, which is a huge channel on YouTube. He specializes in the keto diet but does a lot of different diets, and he is going to come on and do a live cooking show on Fridays when I have my guest shows. So if you want to learn some basic dishes from an awesome chef that has been in writing and releasing music for 20 years now under Demonic Resurrection, you can come and check that out, and that'll be for the next 4 weeks. So on the 4th week, I'm going to actually have him as my show guest, so we can talk about his music more and talk about just how he got into all of that. And yeah, so on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing another Let's Talk Metal show. Hopefully I'll have Morgan on there on with me, but if not, I've got some pretty cool tour stories for you guys, which I definitely think you need to hear. Just crazy stuff like our trips. Speaking of Demonic Resurrection, our trips to India, you know, some of the crazy stuff we did there, and some of the awesome experiences I've had, because over 15 years I've played a lot of tours and shows, you know. So I mean, I'm hoping to get Morgan on, because it's nice to have conversation with the two of us, reflecting on the tours. But you know, there's a lot of tours where Morgan and the rest of the guys in the band weren't in the band at the time, so I definitely want to divulge into some of that older stuff, because it definitely shaped me as a human being, some of those experiences, and some stuff that I'll never forget, and I can literally reel it out because it's so crazy. So yeah, I've got some guests confirmed as well for the next month. I've got which actually makes Friday's show a tri-continental show. So I've only been doing this a week and getting quite ambitious already. So hopefully, fingers crossed, things go really great with that, because it seems like it could be interesting. A few other guys coming on. I've got Greg from Allegion. He's going to come on and have a chat probably in a month or so. And yeah, a few more getting there confirmed. So some really cool guests. I'm also going to be playing more games. If that interests you guys, been trying to get hold of a PlayStation, but it's like impossible. So if anyone has any tips on getting a PS4 in the UK right now, then holler at me, because I'm finding it really difficult, because I really want to play Final Fantasy VII, because the remake, because that game, it inspired Bloodshot, or my contribution to Bloodshot at least. So but yeah, any more questions, guys, just before I leave? You can support Bloodshot, by the way, by buying merch from us directly. This is the only place to get official merch from us. So if you have spare pennies in these times and wanna help push us along for our album, this is the only way to do it right now. But yeah, thanks for all tuning in, guys. This has been episode 4. Next episode airs on Wednesday. Also on Wednesday, Shred Bros, episode 6 or 7, I think. So yeah, go check out Shred Bros on Morgan's channels. Shred and Yo, the guy who I played the guest solo of. I'm actually just going to play that guest solo for you guys again if you want, because I love it, and I want to air guitar. I'm going to put on my merch thing so you can't see my grim air guitar faces. But this is Forlorn World. Well, guys, on that millions of notes, I am going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for checking me out. You can support me by going to Twitch, signing up, and just following me. And if you're gonna check my streams out, just please come on Twitch. It's the easiest way to interact with me. I'm having a great time doing these, guys, and I want to carry on. If I can progress and become a partner, it's something that I can, really invest more into. Because I'll be honest, I have invested a bit of money into getting this going, and it's money well spent. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not like complaining about the fact. But if I get bigger on Twitch and I get more followers and start making money, I'm going to invest that back into producing a better stream. Because I'm not in this to make money. I'm in it to put out something that's entertaining for all of you and to connect with you guys. Because yes, the times we're in. So, and who knows if it goes really well, maybe I'll just carry it on after all the lockdown stuff's lifted. Because it's a lot of effort and time, but I'm enjoying myself, like I said, and it makes it worth it when you guys send me the messages and you're all checking out online. So thanks again, and hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday. I might be streaming gaming before that, but yeah, come check out episode 5, more details of which will be up soon. Thanks a lot, guys. See you again.